Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Brittnee. Today I'm going to show you how to add something extra and cute to your molded chocolates using transfer sheets. These particular transfer sheets make Valentine's Day chocolates extra festive, although you can apply this technique using any transfer sheets, including personalized ones with your name or brand. What we'll be doing is sealing your molded chocolates with the transfer sheets so that the bottom of your bonbon has a colorful and fun pattern on it. So let's get started. Here are the supplies that you'll need, and as always, I will link all of the supplies down in the description box. First, you'll of course need some chocolate. You get to choose. Today I will be using white chocolate. I'm using Calibut Couverture white chocolate. I'm using white for these transfer sheets because the pink and red colors look really nice and crisp against the white. You'll need a polycarbonate chocolate mold or a couple. Use whatever shape you'd like. A microfiber cloth or some cotton balls to shine up your molds. You'll need a filling to put inside your molded chocolates. Today I'm using a ruby chocolate ganache. Some chocolate scrapers and offset spatulas, some chocolate transfer sheets. The ones I might be using today, we'll see which one I pick, is this XOXO with little hearts. It's light pink, dark pink, and red. And then I also have these little lips, red lips. They're both pretty cute. And you might also want a blow dryer or a heat gun and an infrared thermometer. Both of these tools will help you keep your tempered chocolate at working temperature while you're creating the chocolates. So the very first step is to shine up your chocolate mold. And you can use the cotton ball or a microfiber cloth. With this round mold, it's pretty easy to use the cotton ball because it's round. And you basically are just going to take the cotton and buff the inside of the mold. Now, if your chocolate mold is dirty, you'll want to wash it with hot water and soap and make sure it's really dry before you shine it up. And you can dry it with an air gun or a blow dryer, or you can let it air dry naturally, but then you'll definitely want to shine it up because it can leave water spots. Now, once your mold is all buffed and shiny, you will take your transfer sheet, and depending on where you bought them, they could come in different sizes. Mine are pretty big. So I'm going to carefully pull one out of the packaging. And I'm actually going to grab a piece of parchment paper because I don't want to mess up the design. And slide this underneath. Looks like this way is the most efficient way to cut this because then I can do 2 whole molds. So I'll just line this up along one edge of the transfer sheet. And I'm going to use a pencil to draw a line on my parchment. Set the mold aside for a minute. And I'll just cut the transfer sheet so that it is about the same size as my mold. So it fits onto my mold. And for now, I will set this piece aside along with my chocolate mold. So the method I'll be using today to temper my white chocolate is the microwave method. It's the easiest method. I have a video on my channel. To see that, just click this card. And essentially, I'm going to melt this in the microwave until half of my pieces of chocolate are liquid and half are still, little pebbles. And then I'm just going to stir till it's smooth. Then I'll do a temper test and it'll be tempered. Okay. I've got my hopefully tempered white chocolate using the microwave method, but now I need to do the temper test to make sure that it is tempered properly. So I'm just going to take a little metal spatula, dip it in, scrape it off, and I'll just set it here. So for white chocolate, it could take up to 10 minutes to crystallize. So I'll just wait 10 minutes, and if it is firm, then it's tempered properly. Okay, so it's been 10 minutes, and as you can see, the chocolate is set up. That's great. That means it has been tempered correctly. Let's check the temperature of the chocolate. The working temperature for white chocolate is 29 to 30 degrees Celsius, and right now it's at 30 degrees. So what I'm going to do is I've got my little workstation set up here. I have a piece of parchment. I don't want to cool the chocolate in the bowl down, so I'm going to empty the mold onto the parchment paper here. And you can use a piping bag or a cup like this, or a ladle. I'm just going to use a cup, and I'm going to fill all the cavities. This is the messier way. The piping bag's cleaner, but I'm just wanting to do it like this. Okay, so all the cavities are filled. I'm going to tap the mold on the counter to help get the chocolate down into the bottom of each mold and get rid of any air bubbles that are in the chocolate, so the chocolates are nice and smooth. You can see the bubbles rising to the top. Now I'll just flip the mold over, and using the back of one of my chocolate scrapers, I'll just gently tap the side and let the chocolate fall out. And I'll scrape the mold clean so that I can check the thickness. And the thickness looks pretty good to me. So I'll give it another clean scrape with a clean scraper. Yep, they look good. One more clean scrape. I can clean the sides like this. And I'll just set this mold aside on its side so that the air can circulate and the shells will cool evenly. You know what? I think I'm seeing a little bit of a thick edge. I'm going to tap it one more time. I noticed the chocolate was starting to pool a little bit, so I just wanted to make sure that they won't be thick on the inside. Okay, they're looking better. So, like I was saying, I'll set the mold up on its side so the air can circulate and cool each of the chocolate shells evenly. So we'll just set it off to the side. So these have been cooling for about 10 minutes and they're set up. I'm just going to fill them now. I've got my ruby ganache, so I'll cut a little hole in the piping bag and just go ahead and fill each cavity. So I had my mold in the fridge for about 20 minutes to help set up the ganache, and then I pulled it out of the fridge for about 20 more minutes so that the chocolate can come back down to room temperature so that we'll get a good seal. I've retempered my white chocolate and I have my transfer sheet here at the ready. So this part we kind of have to work fast so the chocolate doesn't cool down too much as we're spreading it, because the chocolate will need to warm up the chocolate on the transfer sheet, the cocoa butter, so that it can adhere to the bottom of the chocolate. So the transfer sheet instructions say that the chocolate needs to be 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 32 degrees Celsius. White chocolate working temperature is 29 to 30, but I'm going to get it at 32 so that we're sure that it will stick to the transfer sheet. So right now it's about 32. I just measured it with the thermometer. So what I'll do, I've got a cup, and I'll do this as quickly as possible. I'm going to pour some chocolate along the mold like this. I probably put too much, but I don't want to run out. I'm going to place the transfer sheet against it and holding it down on one end with my thumb, I'll just scrape the chocolate. Gotta make sure you hold it tight and kind of go back and forth and make sure each cavity is being filled as you are scraping. The extra will fall off the end. Oh, it moved. I'm going to have a couple with a little bit missing, but that's okay. And then I'm just going to give it one more scrape, clean. Now, because I kind of scraped it and it turned sideways, those won't have a pattern, but I can't move it now or else the picture won't be clean. So I'm going to just leave it. That's something to be aware of. Be careful when you're doing that if you don't want it to go crooked. And I'm just going to scrape the edges clean. Lift it up to do that. Careful not to knock the transfer sheet off. And now I'll just pop it in the fridge for probably about another 20 minutes and we'll pull off the transfer sheet. Now, if you're done with your white chocolate, this goes with any chocolate. You can just pour it back onto a parchment paper. Spread it out as evenly as you can and let it set up, and you can reuse it again and again. All right, these have been in the fridge for 20 minutes and it's now the moment of truth. If all the temperatures were correct and everything's tempered, everything's done properly, the transfer will pull right off. Yay! And leave the pattern on the chocolate. So everything worked great, thank goodness. Because sometimes if your temperature's off and, you know, there's a lot of different things that can happen, but sometimes the pattern won't peel off. But if everything's tempered properly, everything's up to the proper working temperature, it should work great. So now I've got this that can help me unmold the chocolates. I'm just going to flip them. Some of them should fall. Torque the mold a little. A couple more will drop. Okay. I'm going to move these ones out of the way so I don't smash them. Give another tap. Put aside. see our cute little pattern underneath. So we've got a nice shiny white bonbon on the outside, and underneath a cute little Valentine's Day pattern. I hope that you enjoyed today's video and that you learned something new. If you did, please give me a like down below and leave me a comment. It helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, today's the day. If you'd like to see something else that's sweet, just click on one of these thumbnails. Thanks so much for watching today, and I'll see you soon. Bye!